It's Joe Wednesday!
It's just Wednesday!
Yay! Oh. Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome back to Joe Wednesdays. This is JHaubz, and if you couldn't tell from the previous little things, Lydia is being a little hyperactive kiddo again.
Whatever. Joe!
Yeah, I heard the flag. The flag on the play. Oh man. Which is good. It's actually been kind of interesting because, like I talked about last week, we came back from the holiday with some interesting improvements on Lydia's mood and bedtime and all that kind of stuff. I've been able to hold on to some of that, but some of the magic is gone, but some of that was brought home. However, it seemed like Lydia's just leveled up mentally again somehow, and like it's kind of hard to describe, but like there are very subtle ways that she's acting different, and just like the things she's talking about are just like this little like step up subtly, and it's been a lot of fun. But she got much more playful and interactive over the last week, and I don't know what spurred it on, but we had a play date with some friends, and like, oh my gosh, her and Henry and Emma, oh my god, they were having so much fun with each other. All this hopping around, and oh my god, it was so funny to watch. It was a lot of fun. But I think what stood out to me was Lydia was more and more comfortable playing with, like, by herself on her own instead of needing mom and dad to be there. So that was like it. I think, looking back on it, I think what it actually was is like there was just this measurable feel of lift on like the burden of being a parent. Like there was a measurable notice of ease, because suddenly she's able to kind of do her own thing in her own time, and not like, oh my god, daddy, come over here so I can pick up this bin. And it's like, god, Lydia, you can do this yourself. Now she's doing it on herself, and it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. So, but I'm sure parents out there with older kids are probably gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna, like, steepen up, then they're not gonna want anything to do with you, so prep for that. So I know. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy where she's at, and look forward to what comes next. Let's see. On the work side of things, things are ramping up for sure. There's been a lot of projects have kind of just been hanging out there. We've been kind of waiting for the anvils to drop, and yeah, they're coming down now. So I mean, it sounded like we had a record breaking October, and then it sounds like we might be doing a record breaking year again, which is kind of surprising in my view, in my mind, because we were just coming off of 2020 and all that, economical questionability of what was going on with basically everybody in the country and the world. So to hear that we're doing really well again is okay. Part of me is surprised. Part of me isn't, because I mean, ever since I've been part of this company, they've had progressively successful years. So it might have just been 2020 was the outlier because of obvious COVID concerns and all that turmoil that it caused, and now we're kind of just back on track, which is cool. It's a good sign. But it's going to be looking like a very busy end of the year, and then a very busy start of 2022. So that'll be great, and also a bummer at the same time, of course. And then the only other thing that I have to chat about is I'm really bummed about Final Fantasy 14 right now. They recently had a new expansion to the game that released on Tuesday, and I had early access because I had pre-purchased it, but apparently so did millions of other people, because me trying to log on, the queues are like, oh my god, it's like 14 to 1500 people minimum at a time. Sometimes it's been hitting 4,000 or 5,000, and it's like, oh my god, I just want to play my game. It's like, And like I would just like log in and walk away for an hour and come back, but then the lobbies were having errors and dropping everybody out of queues. And I think Saturday was the worst because like I got down to like there were 11 people in the queue and I was next. I was number 12, and then the lobby crashed. And when I logged back in, I was put back in the line of like 2,700. I was like, that's not fair. So, needless to say, I was pretty I was pretty frustrated and disappointed that I couldn't get my time invested in the early access and perks that I was supposed to have. That was it was a pretty significant bummer. It was kind of interesting as to why though, because like they the CEO and the guys that lead the game and all that kind of stuff, they're pretty open and vocal about when they're what they're trying to do when they're having errors, that kind of stuff. And it sounded like they were trying to get more hardware to bolster server numbers and all that kind of stuff and allow more people access because their subscription rate's been climbing. And I think there was actually like a supply shortage of stuff for them. So I mean, like even COVID's even impacting the gaming industry apparently because they couldn't buy enough supplies to bolster the network that they had. So it's like, what can you do? I mean, like they wanted to sit there and complain, and but at the same time, just like it's like what are they supposed to do? Like if they can't get the stuff that they need, that they know they need to provide for you, it's like, well, what can you do? So that was a bummer, but anyway, I'm going to keep this one short. I got some stuff coming up this coming week. I'll tell you about it next week. So take care and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. So you have that house over there. Looks very nice. And here's across the street. Whoa! Christmas lights. This one's got some stuff going on. Yeah, they're definitely playing music or something. Yeah. Well, okay, everybody. Thanks for watching Joe Wednesdays. Click up here to watch the previous Joe Wednesday, and click down here. I'll let YouTube tell you what might be fun for you to watch. See ya.